Oh, it's all set up. I feel like I haven't done one of these in forever. I have been taking a little bit of a sabbatical from the blog and from my business because I just kind of wanted to just take a break and actually enjoy the kids' summer vacation this time around. So I'm back. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in and just get to it since it's been. Let me block these because this is kind of annoying. I'm over. I get these notifications for this weather app that I guess came with my phone. I'm not sure. Whatever. But topics this week: loving yourself and accountability, checking your sisterhood to see if it's trash, red flags, and how side chicks technically aren't really winning, background checks and trust, social media, woke book, and your sanity. So, I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me about, I guess it would be 3 years. About 3 years ago, I moved back to Texas. And instead of me listening to my best friend tell me to sit on my hands and not date, I was literally setting up dates driving when I was driving through the state line and everything. So I met someone on Plenty of Fish. We talked for about a month or two before we actually met in public. So I got to Texas in, I guess, late July, early August. I didn't meet him until October. We talked on Plenty of Fish during this time. When I finally met him, set up a date. Did just nothing really too fancy. It was real, just some bowling. It was just something basic, some bowling. And so that night it was raining really, really hard. And so he came back to the house and blew my back out. I got digmatized. And then after it was all said and done, I'm looking at him like, what are we? Like an idiot, okay? I was an idiot. So he tells me at this point, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not looking for nothing. If you can't handle us just being at this, then I can leave. And of course, I didn't let him leave. I kept him around, or he stayed around. I kept him around. He stayed around for 10 months. Just having sex. No relationship, no title. I am doing everything in my power. I did some real pick-me shit, okay? Some real pick-me shit. I did everything in my power to prove to him that I was worthy to date him. There were several red flags that I'm going to state this. If you are dating someone and you're dating with the end goal to be marriage, relationship, or whatever, do not date someone, especially if they tell you that they're not looking for a relationship. Do not date someone. Do not try to make something more of something that with someone that you're just having sex with. Because I was literally having sex with this man. I was cooking. I was cleaning. I was buying presents. I mean, granted, he bought presents too. He was paying bills in my place too. It had everything that you could possibly think of, but without the title. We were going on dates. We went on a trip or two. All of that. Now, the thing that happened with me was there were a lot of red flags that put me on to the fact that he may very well be in a relationship. A lot of the things I did not pay attention to, but one thing that happened is a man that's juggling or has his plate full with a lot of women, they're not very smart. And at somewhere along the lines, he's going to drop the ball, which he did. He actually posted on Snapchat that, Bae's favorite drink, and it was Ciroc. And I was like, I thought I was Bae, you know? So he had this big thing about, I don't publicly, I mean, we were on each other's Facebooks, we follow each other on Instagram, follow each other on Snapchat and stuff, but you do not come on, excuse me, getting over a cold, you do not come on his page and announce yourself as if you were his girlfriend. You do not go any other place on social media. You don't tag him and stuff. You don't put him in anything. He had his stuff locked down where if he posted something, it was going to be friends only. If he posted something, he was going to prove that before allowing it to be on his timeline. there were a lot of things that he did that I saw and I ignored it. Now, when I mentioned to him about the whole Snapchat incident, he blocked me from Snapchat. That's a red flag right there. He didn't want to answer no questions. He didn't want to do nothing. So the second thing was, it wasn't even, the crazy part about it is a lot of the times when my ex-husband when he would cheat, I would go looking for shit. This was actually one of those occasions where I literally did not go looking for nothing. I came across this page, and I don't know what it was. I saw someone in the comments that posted something like it was against one of his many rules that he had about how you talk or commented under his post on social media. And so I saw a girl breaking one of the rules, and I'm like, oh, who this bitch? Okay. I'm like, who is this? So I go to her page and I go take a look. And then I'm like, well, I'm on Instagram, okay? So I'm looking on her Instagram. I don't really see nothing. And then I see his mom and her in a picture together. And then it was like, they were talking about they were at a wedding and stuff. And I'm mad at this point because I remember me and him having a dinner date, a lunch date that day. We went out to the Galleria, and me and him picked out his clothes for his wedding. Not for his wedding, but for a friend of his wedding that he was going to. That's another sign. That's another sign. So then I start seeing that he's buying her presents. She's posting the presents. And then I was like, well, this might not be him. But then I saw him commenting on like some like these. And I ended up going far back. I think I went as far back like maybe about a year. She didn't really post that much. So it wasn't like I had to scroll through a whole bunch of pictures. I literally went as far back as a year. And at that point, me and him had been talking for about 10 months. So I went as far back as a year to see exactly, how far this has been going on. It had been going on longer than that. When I had sat down to actually look through everything, I could find information as far back as like 2 years. And so they're both buying presents. They both going on trips together. I'm like, and then the crazy part, he had out of the blue just went and got a tattoo. And she had a matching tattoo with him. I'm like, okay, so these are, I'm telling you all of this because a lot of the times when you are dating someone or if you're talking with someone and you have an inkling that they may be dating other people, there is never a point where there is absolutely no way for you not to know that person was doing something. Even when you go back and you look at hindsight, you see the hindsight here and there. One of the reasons I'm having this particular discussion, I met Malcolm Bevel maybe about a year and a half ago. He did a lot of activist work out here in Houston. That's how I met him. We added each other on Facebook. Now, he ain't never stepped out. He ain't never been like, trying to ask me for money in my DMs. He ain't never did nothing like that. He's helped me get a couple of women out of some incidents before. And that's been about my premise with him. Now, to my knowledge, he had a fiance and everything like that. So last weekend, the weekend before, a whole bunch of shit blew over with this young man. A young lady who no one's never heard of, no one's ever seen, popped up out the woodworks and was basically like, I'm his girlfriend and we've been together for 2 years and I didn't even know he had a fiance. And, there are so many things that was just very questionable about it. And, she wanted a whole lot of women to cover her and to protect her, which a lot of women did. They protected her and everything. And then, some woman went as far as even canceling their honeymoon cruise. It was a lot of drama. It was a lot of crap. It was a lot of shit. And so, one thing that's resonated with me with this particular story was that she swore up and down she had no idea. She didn't know. She could not have possibly imagined. Mind you, he's on social media and he actually did something that was a complete opposite of what the guy that I was talking to. This guy was not on social media. He didn't have a big platform. He wasn't always posting something on Facebook. He just, every once every 3 or 4 months he might post something. But Malcolm was the type of guy, he had a post on there every day if he wasn't Facebook banned, or he'd be on his other page. And she swore up and down she didn't see the picture, she ain't know, she had no clue. I call bullshit, because I sat up here and I was in this, it wasn't that I had no sympathy for the young lady.
In a sense, I did. Because, you're still brokenhearted. But a lot of the times, we, unfortunately, like, I did not hold myself accountable during a whole lot of the things that transpired with this guy. I did not love myself. I did not have enough respect for myself to walk away from that situation. There have been several occasions where I should have and I did not. And then only to find out that during all of this, the having sex with him, buying presents, cooking him, and doing all this extra stuff for him, I could have been taking that time and doing that for someone who was actually legitimately single and who actually legitimately had some interest in me. Because one thing with him, he was like, oh, you're a big girl, you'd be much prettier and you'd be greater if you lost all this weight. Like, he did so much stuff that it was like, why? Dick is great. And, you can get a little dickmatized sometimes. It happens. It happens to the best of us. But at the same time, it's like sometimes you're compromising, like, your morals. You're compromising everything that you are as a person for someone that has absolutely and literally no respect for you, to tell you that, I'm in a whole relationship. He had literally been with this woman for 3 years. They were talking about buying a house together. Because at some point, me and the girl had talked. I mean, she's still, like, even after all of that and finding out that, he was sleeping with me, and I'm not even going to lie to you, there were a couple of times that we slept together and it was unprotected. And it's like, you're sleeping with me unprotected, you're sleeping with your girl unprotected, you're lying to her, you're lying to me. It's just like you're doing so much. You're like paying. It was like a big old clusterfuck, okay? It was a huge clusterfuck. And, a lot of the times, she wanted to sit back and say she didn't know, she had no idea, she wanted to play the victim. And the bad part about it, like, the only victim was the wife. In my scenario, I did not know about her, but I still had a feeling that I was not the only person that he was commingling with. I knew. I had a feeling. The feeling was there. I just didn't have any proof. Like, if I had proof and I had the proof in my face, like I had it in my face, then it's, for some strange reason, it's always easier for me to let go that way. Red flags dinging, sirens going off, everything. And I still felt like, oh, okay, if I don't have the proof right there in my hands, it's, it's cool. I know we're in this era now where it's like side chicks are winning, they're getting paid, they're getting, like, guys leaving wives and coming and, co-mingling with them and having babies with them. But think about that. Think about that in a sense. Are they really winning? Because I know if I was in a relationship with someone, like with the guy, for instance, and he decided to leave that girl, or that girl's like, you know what, F you, I'm going to leave you by yourself, I'm going to leave you alone, and he decided to come with me, there's always going to be a sense of insecurity with me, because I'm like, how you get him is exactly how you lose him. There is no fresh start, there's no fresh slate. Like, how refreshing it is to get into a relationship with someone that hasn't did you shitty off the bat before y'all decided to be in a relationship. How refreshing is that, to get into a relationship with someone with a clean slate? There's no drama. There's no bullshit. There's that good butterfly feeling of, you and that person getting to know each other, doing activities together. How shitty do you have to feel? I mean, you might feel like, oh, I got him. But it's like, there should be like a sense of shit. Like, you should have like this layer of shit on you about you getting this man that didn't really want you, that you're technically the consolation prize, and there's a probably a good 95% chance that he's going to do the exact same fucking thing to you that he did to her. Like, you won him, you got him, you got this prize of a man, but he's untrustworthy. And it's not like you guys have this fantastic fresh start. No, y'all haven't. Y'all got a fresh start, but it's like, I just don't see that being good or healthy or not stressful. Like, I would feel like that would be something that would be extremely stressful to go through. Like, I just can't. And it's not even to sit up here and try to demean the side chicks. I mean, you got your place, and that's the place that you chose to pick. But if you don't get picked and you're not chosen, are you really winning? Like, you did all of this, you did all this hoop jumping for this man. You you compromised well, I mean, I don't know if you have morals or anything. You compromise yourself for a piece of this man for dick. As if there's no other dick out there. As if there's not another man out there that would care for you or coven you. I mean, how low would you think of yourself to have a piece of a man instead of actually proactively going out there and getting one that's totally single and having a fresh start with him? I don't know. I kind of feel like it's when you are dating, it's very difficult to trust people already off the bat. Like, I know with me, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Facebook. I'm going to check their phone, see if they pop up. I can't tell you how many married men I have found on Facebook after they've given me their number on some dating app. Like, I'm sitting up here low-key hitting up my girlfriends. Like, the young lady that I'm talking about that had absolutely no clue. But she had all these women that were going to gun for her and fighting for her. But nobody told sis that your man is, like, about to get married any day now. Like, and the bad part about it, like, the friends that she had on her Facebook that was fighting and going to bat for her, they were on his Facebook too. Nobody did a background check on him. Nobody showed her screenshots of his Facebook page. Nobody showed her the pictures. Nobody. You were totally, utterly blindsided and this happened for 2 years? Like, why wouldn't you check your bases? There's nothing wrong. I mean, there's a certain level of distrust with people. And I think when you're in a relationship with somebody and you've been with them for a while and their behavior and their mechanisms and how they operate and how they walk starts to change. I know with me, my ex-husband, I knew when he was cheating because he was totally different with me. Just like I know when him and his girlfriend, his current girlfriend now, whenever they're in a fight or whenever they get into a fight or if they're like Rocky, he don't really, I mean, we good, but he's not as nice, as overly nice as he is when they're not in a relationship, when they've broken up. So it's like, you know your partner's mannerisms, you know their behavior traits, you know all of these things. So a lot of times you're like, something don't smell right, something don't fit right, so I'm going to go check. I'm going to check some things. That's totally different than somebody that you don't know anything about. They've given you a lot of great pieces of information about themselves, enough for you guys to want to exchange numbers, only for you on the back end to do a little background check. Because I know with me, the guy that I'm seeing now, they checked him. All my girlfriends checked him. They did. They looked at background checks, all of that. Checked. I mean, I had explained to them that he's already on social media and stuff. So this was something that she just did not do. And it's like kind of in the time of social media, we got woke book now. You have too many resources available for you to find out if somebody is married or not. A lot of the times it could be a situation like the situation that I had where he just did not, he made it very clear with her. He made it very clear with me and whoever else he was talking to. Don't post nothing about us on social media at all. Like, that is a huge red flag. I'm all for that because, to be honest with you, the only place that I post, the guy that I'm seeing now, is on the Single in the City page. But there's a difference between somebody posting it and somebody keeping you a total secret. And, I sat down and I had a talk with him after this incident happened because I kind of wanted to see where his mindset was. Because I recall a little over a year ago, I was dating someone and I remember, I don't know why, but for some strange, weird reason, my messenger popped up with his message. It was weird. Anyways, so I'm going back looking at the messages, and he was like, oh, I'm cool with being a secret, and, people don't need to know, and da-da-da-da. And, it was interesting because one of the reasons that everything ended with us, because we had been dating for about a month, and I still wasn't finna put that I was in a relationship on my Facebook page. I wasn't going to change my Single in the City page. I was not going to do any of that for him because I just did not feel like, I just didn't get that feeling. I just didn't get that feeling to change and do all those things for him. So that was one of the things. And so we got to a point where he told me initially he was cool with being a secret. Then at some point he had a problem with it. Now, I sat down and I had a conversation with the Panamanian. That's him. That's what we're going to call him. And, he said, I don't feel like you keep me a secret because your people that are very important to you, they know who I am. Which is true. He's met my sister. He's met my best friends. And, my two best friends that stay out of state and everything. When I talk with them on video chat, he's spoken to them before. So it's not like he's a total and utter secret. It's just on my actual Facebook page. I don't have a whole bunch of pictures of him. I ain't post no pictures of him. And I probably won't. It'll probably be a while before I decide to do that, if I ever do it. But that's a big difference between having somebody a secret. He literally kept his stuff like Fort Knox. Malcolm didn't do that. Malcolm professed for his future wife, well, his wife now, and the other girl was a secret. I can't tell you how many times that I have become interested or infatuated with someone, a guy, off of what he posts on social media, only for us to have a conversation offline, and he is nothing like he posts. I can't tell you how disappointed I am. So, don't get it twisted about woke book folks. Don't get it twisted about people that, portray a certain type of look on social media. Don't get it twisted, because a lot of the times they are nothing, absolutely nothing like how they are offline at all. At all. You will be very, very surprised. Very surprised. Just be very careful. This week has also been one of those things where I'm kind of taking a step back with my sisterhood and looking at a whole lot of things that I guess I didn't take into consideration before. I just think that if you have people that are in your circle and you've known them for a long time, hell, if you just met them and you've made that decision to include them in your circle, it's really important to have a sisterhood. I feel like any woman that sits there and says, oh, I ain't got no friends, bitches aren't loyal, whatever they say, whatever excuse women say that they don't and they have to hang out with men, I to be perfectly honest with you, a lot of those women that scream that stuff, I do not trust them at all. I don't trust them not one bit. Not one bit. I don't trust them. I find them to be very questionable at best. I think every woman should have a sisterhood. I think every woman should have a group of good girlfriends that when you just need coven, when you need somebody to keep it real with you, when you just need that support system, it is very good to have a sisterhood. I'm so blessed to have the women in my life that I've known. I've known Farron since, oh my God, I can't even put a age number on when I met Farron, because I've known Farron literally my whole damn life. And I've been friends with Heather 20 years, Dovier's 17 years, Kitty's 8 years, and I met Whitney back in 2012. So Whitney is one of my newer sisterhood friends, and they give me a piece of something different. They're all different personalities too. They're all very different personalities, and they give me something differently. They have always been supportive. They know how to put me in my place when I am living my life foul. There have been times where I've been foul as fuck in my life. And, they are the ones to tell me, hey, what you doing? Girl, what you doing? Your sisterhood does not condone stupid shit. They don't condone you not achieving or being the best you. That's them fake bitches that I don't really care for too much. They keep you protected. They keep you sane. They definitely always will have a shoulder to cry on. And just keep in mind, that's not something that you just dumping out. That's give and take. That's a give and take type of thing. If you have people that are still in the same mindset that they were when you first met them, that's a huge problem. That's trash. If you have somebody that you're at a different point in your life, like I know with me, there was a point that I was always in the streets. I was always clubbing and I was always going out. Ain't shit wrong with that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But I think now, with my age now, it's nice to go out to a club. It's nice to go out to a little hookah lounge. It's nice to do that. But, like, I'm not in that mindset to do that every weekend. And none of the friends that I have in my immediate circle are down with doing that every single weekend like we were in our 20s. So, it's like, this is going to be a time, I mean, where the year's almost up. I guess this would be a good time to start taking a step back and looking at who you have in your life, who are the people that are there for you, who's been holding stuff down for you, and if your sisterhood, brotherhood, whatever, is trash or not. Like, I recently had to drop some trash. I mean, the people that I dropped weren't trash. They weren't trash. It's just the bond that I was forming with them and the sisterhood I thought that I had with them, I felt like that aspect was trash. I didn't feel like any of the women individually were trash, because I don't. I think they're all amazing women. I didn't care for that type of sisterhood at all. And I think a lot of the times when you distance yourself from stuff like that, it kind of helps with your clarity, which it has. My whole mindset, less stress, because I'm not worried about, are they talking about me? That was the type of sisterhood it was. Like, the moment that somebody fell out with somebody, you ready to go to attack, you ready to expose all their business, you ready to tell all. Listen, there have been times where me and my friends were not talking at that moment and we were not cool with each other, but I would never expose they shit. Never. Not them. Because I think so highly of them, and I have so much more respect for them than to do something like that. But it's been an interesting couple of weeks. I just think I'm going to sit down and I think I'm going to have a good week or so of some self-care. I feel like that's something that's important. Going to have like a series with it. So I'm going to, more than likely, I'm not going to deactivate, because I can't deactivate my Facebook because it's attached to this Facebook page. So what I decided to do was uninstall the app off of my phone. And I'm going to do that for about a couple of weeks so I can take a moment of some self-care, because I'm kind of noticing that I'm on social media a lot and I shouldn't be. And I don't really have a business anymore, technically. And I'm not really doing anything else but just wasting a whole lot of unnecessary time on social media. Hey, Jared. And so I think that's something that I'm going to do for about a good week. I think that's a good idea. Going to post the blog probably in about a couple of weeks. So I hope it gives you guys some insight, some motivation maybe. A lot of it's just going to be me taking a step back, reading, getting away from social media, doing a lot of self-care with myself, trying to exercise, because I really do need to lose this. I need to lose some weight. Not because he wants me to lose weight, which he doesn't, which is, anyways, that's a whole weird scope for me. But I just want to lose it for myself, and I've just been thinking about it a lot more. And with my recent doctor visits I've had, they've pointed out my weight. So it's about time to get on it. So within the next couple of weeks, I'll have that blog on the site and on the page. So you guys will be able to see that. Maybe you can follow along with the journey with me. That'd be cool. I always get like comments, but it's never like people that are on this Facebook page. It's always people from like other places that I don't know, which is kind of cool. To get some feedback. Yeah, just interesting. But yes, Jared, self-care is very important. I think that's definitely be, I think that's something that I need, because I do it every so often, but I feel like I'm kind of due for it right now. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up an event next Sunday. I have no idea what the topics are going to be about, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some motivation or something this coming up week on what I can do. So that's going to happen. I'm kind of excited about that. So I'm gonna set up the event for next Sunday, and then I'll slowly but surely upload the what the topics will be. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you for jumping on, listening. I know it's been a hot minute. I'm gonna try to be more consistent with these like I was before. So thank you, Jared. Love you so much. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. I'm going to go watch Vampire Diaries and create some more stuff, some content for next week, and do some dishes. And then I'm going to take a nap. It was so nice to say that. All right. Well, I will talk with you guys next Sunday. I love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.